Okay, this is our water meter. It's in the front yard. This is the curb sidewalk. The house faces south, so this would be the southeast corner. United States. Good home inspection. So the house faces south. That would be north. We're on the southwest corner of the property. And if you look at this water meter, at first it looks like it's disconnected right there. But if you put your hand down around it, okay, you'll see that it makes a 90-degree turn right there. Now, a couple things are going on here. We don't have a lock on it, probably because that valve right there might be the main water shutoff valve to your house, and it's not supposed to be. You're not supposed to need a wrench, and it's on the city side, as they call it, of the meter. So that's for the municipality, that's for the water company, that's called the utility company, the vendor, the city, you know, whatever it is, that's theirs, that's not yours. Legally, you're not supposed to be messing with that. But what are you going to do if you have an emergency to your house? I can't find a main water shutoff valve. That might be it. So, parallel is on, perpendicular is off. If you turn that perpendicular, line up those two little holes, and put a padlock in there, you can turn the water off. Inside the face of this gauge meter, if you will, we got a smaller meter in there, a little diamond shaped thing, a little red thing. If that's not moving, that means that potable water is not going into the house. In short, that means we passed the leak test. Okay, you can have a small leak that goes unregistered with that. Okay, and that also tells me, by the way, because there's a couple videos where I keep talking about what is that faucet, that pipe that's leaking over there. Well, if it was leaking out of the water heater, that valve would have been moving. That little diamond, the flow indicator, would have been moving. So by process of elimination, that leak is coming from the HVAC condensing unit, evaporator coil. It's a secondary drain line. So we're going to leave that alone. We're going to move. That's our main water shutoff valve that we don't have. That's our meter test. Now we cannot get a water pressure test. Oh, wait a minute. We do have a main water shutoff valve. Sometimes I get to talking too fast. How about that? Can you imagine that? Yes, we do. Here's the leak. So that's probably coming from the air conditioner. This is wood destroying insects. They come up in here. And that's our main water shutoff valve. The handle's rusty, and the valve should have been excavated. I don't even know if there's a valve there. The valve should be excavated so you can get your hands around it and be able to service it. Just like on the lawn sprinkler check valve, which I don't know if I did that or not. But anyway, we can always do it again. We're sports. So that's your rusty handle. This is the gas piping coming in the house. I don't see any electrical bonding, and I'm not judging for that. It's just an observation. I had mentioned that we didn't have any sewer cleanouts, I believe, or I was going to. What is this? This is our front faucet. We can't use that. We don't have a handle. The vacuum breaker's broken on it. There's something over here I'm digging around in. What are you? If that's a sewer clean out, I can't tell. I can't tell. That should have, in fact, judging from the size and the location of this cap, that's most likely to be a lawn sprinkler irrigation valve. They have different zones, different stations. It's probably one of those valves that's been dug in there. And that cap right there probably goes on it. keep going. So I don't have any sewer cleanouts. The main water shutoff valve is, for all practical purposes, useless. Watch your step with these things. Missing our cover, missing our sensor. Insufficient clearance. The back here is the back water faucet. And we are looking, it looks like we've had some repairs on the wall right around here. Looks like they had to dig it out. That's why this one, well, looks newer than the other one, but doesn't have a vacuum breaker on it. Ooh, look at that. Look at the water come out of there. We got a leak in the wall. We barely got 40 psi, which is nothing wrong with that. Check that out. Okay. I'll let that dry up. I'm gonna get a little short video of that. Well, that's a good save. I just earned my keep today. Barely getting started. Very interesting. Okay. Moving on along. This is the weather sensor for the lawn sprinkler system. And when they're yellowed like that, it's pretty much served its purpose. It's aged out. It would be prudent to budget for replacement of that. This is the check valve for the lawn sprinkler system. We do not have a main water shutoff valve. Characteristic of the 80s, but we don't have one. Our isolation valves, I see one handle. I don't even see the other handle, and the handle I see is rusty. Okay, this whole box, like the main shutoff box, should have been excavated so then get your hand around the valve to service it or to replace it. And then the box should be lined with gravel, which I guess there's gravel in there, to keep it from filling up like it has. It should have a main shutoff valve. So there's that. There's that. And coming along here, this is our control. That's our receiver for the weather sensor. These are our zones. Are we doing stations here? Zones. Okay, we're doing zones. Different manufacturers have different. We do not have a care and use manual. We do not have a blueprint of the yard. We do not have the zones labeled. We don't have any of that stuff. So that's something to take into consideration.